So we got a little posterior chain day today. Primary is going to be the RDLs. Then we got some bigger back movements like T-bar rows. It's probably honestly my favorite workout of the week. I don't know about you, Nate.
Can you say posterior again?
Posterior, the right way. Yes. I have these arguments, right? What language do you speak? English. From Ingerland.
Posterior.
Posterior. I said skeletal, yeah. And someone commented on the video, I just need you to say skeletal again. And then I questioned if that's actually how we even say it. So we're gonna take a look at it. All right, let's go. But we just got back from a bodybuilding show over the weekend in Hilton Head. And that's another big piece of advice I would have for athletes and people that compete. Because bodybuilding, you have long off seasons, there's lots of periods, like long time before shows. So sometimes motivation can dip a little bit. So you go to these shows, you see the athletes, you smell the tan, you see everything that goes along with competing, and it fires you up again. Like it, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's definitely motivating, especially with the caliber competition getting better.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's a red flag. If you're a serious competitor and you don't go to shows, I kind of question how seriously you take competing if you're not watching the posing and not watching people do it. You know, it's kind of, I feel like if you're invested in the sport, then you would be going to shows and also supporting, you know, bodybuilding as a whole, because it's not like there's a ton of money in it either. So all of that stuff helps as well. Going to the show, supporting it, getting fired up, because now I'm fired up to train. Like I wanted to come back Saturday night from the show and go straight in the gym and train, which obviously isn't part of my program, so I didn't. But today I'm like itching to get after it because of the level and caliber of athletes that were on stage. Fired me up. We're in prep. Let's do it. Nate won his pro card, bodybuilding pro card at Clemson, what, 2 years ago? Three. So they took a nice long off season so he can grow. You know, you can analyze your performance at a show pretty well once you've been in the sport for a long time. Judges' feedback helps, but we could look at Nate's physique and know that he needs to be bigger when he comes back at the pro level. So, Nate, what would you say your goal is for this year, competing-wise?
Place top 5 at a pro show, so my initial goal, qualify for the Orton Cup.
And I love that, the transparency and honesty of that, right? Because when you ask most people, they say, my goal is to win. Everything but win is failure. And ultimately, in the game of bodybuilding, there can only be one winner. There's some incredible pros out there, seasoned pros that have been doing this for decades. So success looks like more than just saying simply, I'm going to win a show. It's the best marker of success really is massively improving in your physique from the last time you competed. It's handling prep better, it's all of those things. So if a lot more people had the goal of just checking all the boxes, being a better version of themselves every single time, then eventually those results would take care of themselves. Push. Finish. Good. All right, come on. So RDL is already the main movement today, but we actually like to structure our workout so seated leg curls come first for a couple of reasons. It warms them up so I can feel a better connection when I do my RDLs, but also a lot of bodybuilders, you'll notice that hamstrings are really a lagging body part. So if we get them done first, we make sure the effort and the intensity is there. If we were to put them at the very end of this workout, which we have done before, by that point you're so fatigued, you can't really feel a good connection to the hams and you're kind of just going through the motions. So for us, bringing them up the order, putting them first has been a real game changer. So definitely something to think about in your programming. This is the issue with training with Nate.
All right, sounds good, bro. All right.
Hurry up.
Politician.
He talks to everybody. He'll talk to a brick wall. It's awesome. But when you're trying to train,
Man of the people. Man of the people.
What's up, Bryce?
I'm not gonna shoes off. Huh?
He should be in government. Giving hand jobs to politicians. Like that's what every single sport needs to do. Is just you want to have it out with someone, drop the gloves, let's go.
Especially football.
Back to the game.
Football would be great for that.
Honestly, that's like rugby though. Back in England, people play rugby. They beat the crap out of each other, and then they just go and drink beer afterwards, and they're like best of friends. It's feeling good. So what you see a lot of the time when people start a diet phase is they immediately think they shouldn't be focused on strength, like there should be a huge change in how they train. And the reality is that training should pretty much stay the same and you ride that strength for as long as you can. Because what builds muscle is the same thing that holds muscle. And anytime you're dieting, the goal is to lose body fat and hold as much muscle as possible. Now, when you get deep, bodybuilding is extreme, right? So when you get into that deep end of prep and calories are super low, fatigue is really high, and there's certain things you can do to manage it, but it's still gonna be really hard. And it's pretty much inevitable that we're gonna lose a little bit of muscle mass along the way. But again, we try and hold it as much as we can by keeping our focus on performance and moving heavy weights with the right rep ranges, with the right level of intensity and the right tempo.
Mom. Control it. Good rep. Finish out. Fight through.
So this prep's gonna be a whole lot different for this guy because he's a new daddy. We got baby Augie. Oh, you wait. It's gonna be real now, son.
Mwah.
Come on. Push. Yes. Finish. That's how you get amped for sets. No, there's always like this big debate right now about whether machines or free weights are better, and people try and put themselves in one category or the other. Why not utilize the best of both? Like in our training, you know, we did a heavy barbell movement today, followed by a chest-supported machine. Now we're on the cables for a lat bias row. It's like you don't have to pick one or the other. You can get the benefits of both. So I don't really understand being in one camp or the other. Just find the middle ground, utilize the movements that you feel you get the best execution and best contraction with. And so this is one of those movements for me. This single arm cable row here, I feel an incredible connection to my lats, better than I do on most other exercises. So I'm always happy when this is in the rotation for me. But yeah, try not to get too focused on one camp or the other. Blend them. That's why we have all of this equipment.
Come on, Will. Come on. Come on.
I'll write your mum a bad review. It's good.
There it is. Finish. There it is. Good.
Come on.
Come on, Will. Nice.